Hi, I'm William with Apartment Renovation NYC, and I'm here to talk about asbestos, the hidden risk inside New York's buildings. Asbestos has been in use from the late 1800s till 1987 and remains one of the most persistent environmental hazards in New York City. Even after decades of regulation, nearly 70% of New York City buildings still contain asbestos in some form. For anyone planning a renovation, alteration, or demolition, understanding how asbestos is managed is essential for both safety and compliance. To be exact, NYC apartment renovations to buildings constructed after April 1st, 1987 are exempt from asbestos certification requirements of the DEP, as per the New York City DOB website. What is asbestos and why it was used? Asbestos is a naturally occurring mineral known for its heat resistance, tensile strength, and durability. For much of the 20th century, it was widely used in asbestos products across the construction industry, including pipe, boiler, and asbestos insulation, asbestos ceiling tiles and floor systems, textured paints and patching compounds, adhesives and vinyl flooring, and because of its properties, asbestos was viewed as a miracle material in architecture until its severe health effects became known. Why asbestos is dangerous? When left undisturbed, asbestos may pose minimal risk, but once materials are cut, sanded, or damaged, asbestos fibers can become airborne and easily inhaled. These microscopic fibers can cause irreversible damage to the lungs, including mesothelioma, a rare aggressive cancer affecting the lung lining, asbestosis, a chronic lung disease causing tissue scarring, lung cancer, often emerging decades after exposure. Even brief exposure to asbestos fibers can lead to long-term health issues, which is why NYC enforces strict asbestos abatement laws. Where asbestos is found in the New York City buildings? According to the New York City Department of Environmental Protection, the DEP, asbestos-containing material is often found in thermal system installation at building risers, mechanical spaces, wall and ceiling plaster, asbestos floor tiles and adhesives, and many iconic New York buildings still contain asbestos embedded in their structural and fireproofing systems. How to approach a project that might involve asbestos? When beginning a renovation or construction project in New York City, it is critical to follow regulations. Step 1. Consult with an architect first. Start by retaining an architect who can help define your design concept and the areas you want to modify. An experienced architect understands where asbestos issues commonly arise and can anticipate which parts of your building are most likely to be disturbed. Step 2. Verify your building's age. If your property was built before 1990, there is a high likelihood that asbestos is present somewhere in the structure. Whether in asbestos insulation or floor and ceiling assemblies, this foresight allows for preventive planning and avoids last-minute project disruptions. Even though the NYC DOB assumes buildings constructed after 1987 are free of asbestos, it is good practice to be cautious with any NYC apartment alteration for buildings constructed before 1990, as some NYC co-op and co-op condo boards require asbestos sampling for these as well. Step 3. Sampling and testing. Engage a DEP certified asbestos investigator to sample the areas that will be disturbed during construction of your NYC apartment renovation scope of work per your architect's drawings, such as walls, ceilings, or flooring being removed or replaced. Testing selectively keeps costs and timelines manageable. Step 4. Plan based on the results. If testing reveals asbestos, your architect and environmental consultant will outline a strategy, either containment or abatement, depending on the scope. In some cases, a limited filing such as an ACP-5, where only limited areas are abated by a licensed asbestos contractor, can allow the project to continue smoothly without escalating into a full-scale remediation. ACP-5 asbestos report is filed with the NYC DOB for NYC Apartment Renovations if there is no asbestos abatement proposed or asbestos abatement is proposed up to 12 linear feet, typical for pipe insulation and or 10 square feet in area, typical for mastic under vinyl tile and small closets. If more complex asbestos abatement is proposed, ACP 7 report shall be filed with the DEP. Only licensed asbestos contractors may abate asbestos. General contractors without a license for asbestos abatement may not be engaged. Step 5. Proceed with experience. If asbestos abatement or containment is required, work with an architectural and construction team that understands both technical and regulatory aspects. An architect familiar with NYC's DEP and DOB processes can guide coordination, sequencing, and compliance, ensuring that your project stays on track. Preferred design approach is to avoid disturbing asbestos and encapsulate it during construction if needed. Common design solutions are, for example 1, install new floor finish over existing floor finish where asbestos was identified in existing tile mastic, if co-op condo board rules allow. Example 2, use Hilti Firestop mortar CP637 to encapsulate asbestos and firestop openings where building risers wrapped in insulation containing asbestos exist. This approach minimizes disruption, keeps costs predictable, and protects both occupants and construction teams. Failure to comply with regulations can result in penalties of $1,200 to $10,000 per violation. How to verify an asbestos sampler or abatement contractor in NYC. Finding a qualified professional is critical. To ensure compliance and avoid liability, check the DEP's list of certified asbestos investigators. Verify contractors through the New York State Department of Labor. Confirm laboratory credentials under the New York State Department of Health Environmental Laboratory Approval Program, ELAP. Request a contractor's violation history directly from the DEP, available within 48 to 72 hours. And these steps ensure your project team meets all required NYC asbestos abatement standards. Your architect shall advise and guide you through this step of your NYC apartment renovation project. Homeowners and tenants, what you should know. If you live in or manage an older property with asbestos in homes or mixed-use buildings, do not disturb any material that may contain asbestos, including asbestos ceiling tiles or asbestos floor tiles. Hire a DEP certified investigator to test materials before renovation, and consult licensed abatement professionals for abatement. Architectural responsibility and safe design. When we work in renovations in NYC, our approach to asbestos in buildings reflects our broader philosophy. Safety, integrity, and regulatory compliance are integral to thoughtful design. Whether coordinating pre-construction assessments or navigating DOB filing procedures, our team ensures each project meets the required standard of health and environmental stewardship. By identifying conditions early, we help clients prevent project delays, avoid costly fines, and follow NYC DOB and NYC DEP protocols related to workers and occupants. Considering a renovation or demolition in NYC? Contact us before starting. We can help coordinate your asbestos survey, connect you with licensed professionals, and guide your project through the necessary DEP and DOB clearances. Give us a call. We're Apartment Renovation NYC.